Next, we start to study bones of the skull, and next time you should prepare three bones. And good news that all of them are unpaired, not necessary to identify is it right or left. Occipital bone, os occipitale, occipital bone. Clear it is, that is this place, posterior part or at the base of the skull, that is occipital bone. Os occipitale, it consists of four parts. This one is squama occipitalis, here it is lateral part, pars lateralis, here and here, and pars basilaris. These four parts fuse together and surround foramen magnum. That is a place where spinal cord leaves skull and goes to vertebral canal. Squama occipitalis, it has external and internal surface. On external surface we can see protuberance occipitalis externa, and downward from this protuberance we can see external occipital crest, crista occipitalis externa. Laterally from protuberance we have superior nuchal line, linea nucha superior, and from middle part of crest, linea nucha inferior. Sometimes we can see highest line, linea nucha suprema. On internal surface we can see protuberance occipitalis interna, and from this protuberance downward we can see crest, internal occipital crest, crista occipitalis interna. Laterally here and here that is a groove of transverse sinus, sulcus sinus transversi, and upward we have groove of superior sagittal sinus, sulcus sinus sagittalis superior. And together all of these structures, they looks like cross on internal surface of occipital bone. That is why it is eminentia cruciformis. Next, lateral part, pars lateralis. On external surface it has condyle, condylus occipitalis. At the base of condyle we can see canal of hypoglossal nerve, canalis nervi hypoglossal. And here it is jugular notch, incisura jugularis. And on internal surface we can see groove of sigmoid sinus, sulcus sinus sigmoidi. And last part, that is pars basilaris, here it is. On external surface it has tubercle, tuberculum pharyngeum, pharynx attached to this tubercle, tuberculum pharyngeum. And on internal surface here and here groove of inferior petrosal sinus, sulcus sinus petrosi inferior. That is occipital bone. Next, sphenoid bone, os sphenoidale. Look here, at the middle part of the base of the skull. That is location of sphenoid bone at the skull here, and here it is, that is pterygate process, here it is greater vein, and here it is the same greater vein, that is middle part of the base of the skull here, and here that is sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone consists of body, corpus ossis sphenoidalis, lesser wings, ala minor, greater wings, ala major, and pterygate process here and here, processus pterigaidus. Body of sphenoid bone, corpus ossis sphenoidalis, superiorly has saddle, that is turcic saddle, sella turcica. And this saddle consists of dorsum sella, here it is, tuberculum sella, here. Laterally from sella turcica we have carotid groove, sulcus caroticus. At the floor of sella turcica we have fossa where pituitary gland take place. Pituitary gland, that is hypophysis. That is why name of this fossa is fossa hypophysalis, hypophyseal fossa. In front from tuberculum sella, here it is sulcus chiasmatis, because optic chiasma here it is take place. And In front, here and here, we can see optic canal, canalis opticus. Canalis opticus goes into the orbita. In space between lesser and greater wings, we can see fissura orbitalis superior. The same goes into the orbita, fissura orbitalis superior. Inferiorly, body of sphenoid bone has crest, crista sphenoidalis, and laterally here and here openings which goes to sinus. Inside of this bone we have cavitas, that is a sinus, sinus sphenoidalis, and these openings goes to sinus. They are apertura, aperture, apertura sinus sphenoidalis. Greater wings, ala Meyer, they has 4 surfaces. This surface attached to brain, that is why it is facies cerebralis. This surface looks into the orbita, that is why facies orbitalis. Here it is, this surface looks into temporal fossa, that is why facies temporalis. And smallest surface, it has triangular shape in space between orbital and temporal, that is this small surface, it's look opposite to maxilla, that is why it is facies maxillaris, facies maxillaris. And greater wings has 3 openings. Here it is foramen rotundum, it is round in shape, rotundum. Next, oval opening, foramen ovale, oval in shape. And smallest opening, that is foramen spinosum, foramen spinosum. And last, pterygate process, processus pterigaidus. This process consists of 2 lamina, lamina medialis and lamina lateralis. Between them, notch, incisura pterygaidae, and at the base of pterygate process, we can see canal, canalis pterigaidus, canalis pterigaidus. Lamina medialis has hook, that is hamulus pterigaidus, hamulus pterigaidus, hook of lamina medialis of pterygate process. That is all. And last bone, frontal bone. Os frontale, frontal bone. This bone consists of 4 parts. Squama frontalis, here it is. Pars orbitalis, here and here. It is paired. And last is nasal part, pars nasalis. Squama frontalis. On external surface, it has tuber frontale here and here. This space that is between right and left tuber, we have glabella here. That is a border between squama and pars orbitalis, that is margo supraorbitalis, with notch incisura supraorbitalis. And above of this border we have arch, arcus superciliaris, arcus superciliary arc, superciliaris. Next, internal surface. Here it is crest, crista frontalis, and it continues into groove, sulcus sinus sagittalis superior. That is the same groove like here, sulcus sinus sagittalis superior. It starts from frontal bone and finishes in occipital bone. Between pars orbitalis, right and left, we have notch, that is incisura et maidalis, and this one is nasal part, pars nasalis. It has crest, crista nasalis, and continues into spine. It is broken, spina nasalis. Laterally from this crest, we have opening which continues into the sinus, sinus frontalis, inside of this bone, and this apertura sinus frontalis. The same like here, sinus sphenoidalis, and this one apertura sinus sphenoidalis, and here apertura sinus frontalis. And orbital part, pars orbitalis. It has process, zygomatic process, processus zygomaticus. Medially from this process we can see fossa for lacrimal gland, fossa glandula lacrimalis, lacrimal gland attached to this place. it is not so clear to see here it is. That is fossa trachearis and spina trachearis should be. It is in artificial bone. It is difficult to see. Only you should know. And that is all. And that is all. Here it is frontal bone. Here, that is correct position of frontal bone. 3 bones next time: occipital, sphenoid, and frontal. Have you got any questions? No? Well, today that is all.